Hey guys, welcome to the year review for the 2021 C8 Corvette. I'll let you know a couple things about it. It's amazing. My Corvette is a 2021 C8 Z51. This was a 2LT trim, priced out with some options at roughly $89,000. Has the shadow gray metallic exterior, which I am so glad that I got because they discontinued that color that same year. And I think, if I'm correct, there's only 1,200, 1,500 of them tops floating around, maybe even less. Really happy with the color combo. It goes so well with the red and black GT2 seats. It really is incredible. I absolutely love the way it looks. Also pops with the red brake calipers. So I've done my best to match up all the mods that we've done with the gray, red, and black color scheme, and I think it came out really well. Now, one thing I might add, one option that I did not get on this car that I really feel that every C8 Corvette owner should get, no matter what you do, what trim, 1, 2, or 3 LT. Always get the front lift system for this car. I absolutely regret not getting that because I have cracked at least 3 front lips on this car. Finally found one that sits high enough and doesn't jut down to where it's not going to crack every time you hit something. This one's a lifesaver. I'll be telling you guys more about the mods and this lip specifically in our next video that's going to cover all the mods we've done to the 2021 C8. The price for the performance is incredible. 0 to 60, I've gotten 2.7 seconds. We've obviously done a lot of things to this car. We'll be talking about that in another video, but right now we're just talking about the rear review. What I like about the car, what I don't like about the car, have things worn well, have things not worn well. Do I think it's worth the money? Is there anything else I would have bought at that price point? So let's begin. So is this car worth it? For the money, absolutely. This car has supercar looks. It gets compared to a Ferrari, a Lamborghini all the time. I kind of make jokes about it on my Instagram page, Silver Fox C8. Follow me if you want to. Basically cars and comedy. But yeah, is it worth the money? 100%. Like I said, you get the looks of an exotic car. It still does look like a Corvette, but to a lot of people that aren't familiar with exotic cars, they won't make the distinction half the time. For the money, for a supercar level, $80,000, $85,000 what I pay for it, absolutely. From a performance aspect, the 0 to 60 on this car is incredible. 2.7 seconds is my best time. I think I've seen some people get 2.6. You're looking at cars that are $150,000, $200,000. You know, I have on a couple of occasions embarrassed some people. I won't mention specific brands. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. But yes, from a performance aspect, 0 to 60, 0 to 100, this car is incredible. It does lose power on the top end. So when you are at speed and you're getting to like 80, 90 miles an hour, that's when those more expensive $150,000, $200,000 cars will pull away from you. I'm assuming that's what the Z06 is going to be for when it comes out, although they have released pricing on the Z06 and it has been a little bit higher than a lot of people expected it to be, which is not to say it's still not a good value for the money. I would personally rather just put a Pro Charger on this, widen the tires out a little bit more, add some suspension upgrades, and voila, Z06, sort of, for cheaper. A sleeper. This vehicle has approximately 24,000 miles on it. I drive this car a lot, so I can really give you a good perspective on what the wear and tear would be because I feel like I drove this more than most C8 owners. We had this car PPF, the front end of it. We also had it ceramic coated, so the paint is held up wonderfully. It shines, it gleams. There's a couple scratches here and there. I had to replace the PPF once or twice just due to some road debris, but everything else is held up fantastic. The interior is going to be a little bit of a different story. You do have to go to GM and see if there's anything they can do about a warranty claim on this. So if you come in and you look at the driver's side, we got the 2LT trim with the upgraded GT2 seats, two-tone red and black interior. If you come in and you look right here, you can start to see that there's a lot of fade in the leather. It's kind of it almost looks dirty, but it's not. I've had this professionally cleaned a few times and it's just something that's not coming out for whatever reason, so we're going to see if GM can do anything about a warranty claim on that. Besides that, the interior looks great. Everything's held up really well. There's no scuff marks or scratch marks. We went ahead and upgraded the floor mats, added some carbon fiber pieces and some different little trim pieces here and there just to jazz it up a little bit, give it that performance look. We're still not done. We're gonna add some more carbon pieces on the inside. As far as the exterior goes, the only issue that I have had, notice that a few C8 owners have had this, and I do believe I heard GM will actually warranty this. Don't quote me, I haven't gone in to check it myself. But if you look at the headlight, you'll see that there are some streak marks on the inside of the headlight. I've heard that even once you get that replaced, they'll still leak. So it's not a problem that they've fixed, but they will replace your headlights under warranty, so I've heard. Besides that, the car has held up wonderfully for 24,000 miles. Mechanically, the car has been perfect. I've had no check engine lights, even with some mods that I've thrown on the car. I've had no issues with the transmission, maybe I've been lucky. No engine issues, nothing breaking on the car from an audio standpoint. Everything has been wonderful. When I did hear about the transmission issues, what I did was go ahead and I changed out all the fluids in that car. So I had transmission fluids just removed, flushed. I had it filled back up. We put the extra 2 quarts in for the track just to make sure we did it at 20,000 miles. According to the service manual, you're supposed to change it at 40 or 45. So we went ahead and did that early just in case, because we heard that there were some shavings that might be floating around in there according to some reports. My friend has an M4 competition. I also have an AMG GT Roadster. So in comparison, this car is going to be actually a lot cheaper to maintain. Oil changes, fluid changes of any kind are going to be a lot cheaper in this car, which gives you the ability to change it more often. So you're going to increase the life of your car. One issue that I did have with this car as far as initial factory offering were the brake pads. I could wash this car, scrub those wheels clean, go down the street, stop 3 times, and those wheels would be covered in brake dust. I've seen thousands of C8 owners complain about this. The big answer for us was just Carbotech brakes. I've had minimal issues with brake dust. The wheels are also ceramic coated, so it just comes right off, and it probably takes a couple weeks to actually build up enough dust with daily driving. So as far as the tires go, we just changed the set out at about 22,000 miles. We initially started out with the Z51 wheels, which were the performance summer tires. We switched though because we're in Florida and it does rain a lot, and just to be safer I went with all seasons. I did notice a little tiny bit of a performance dip with the all seasons, but it's very minimal. Also the road noise increased a little bit with the all seasons. Next time I'll probably put the summer tires back on. In the meantime, these are just fine. Did that, everything looks great, is wonderful. No issues with this C8 whatsoever. It's been beautiful. I absolutely love it. Would I get something else for the money? For a sticker price out the door of $85,000, there's nothing brand new from a dealership that I would expect to get that would outperform this. This outperforms everything by miles in that price point. I do have a 2018 AMG GT as well. That car is phenomenal. This car actually performs better than the AMG GT. I'll drive the AMG GT one day, I'll drive the Corvette the next day. Sometimes on the weekends we'll switch them out. Maybe it's because it's a mid-engine, maybe it's because it's just planted a little bit better and it utilizes that horsepower in a more efficient way than the AMG GT. But I would take this car over that any day of the week. Handling characteristics you get in a mid-engine car are incredible. This car is stuck to the road. When I launch this car, when I'm going around corners, high speed, low speed, sudden movements, this car is just absolutely glued. What you get from this car from a handling perspective, from a 0 to 60 perspective, looks perspective, is unmatched at this price point. Also, the aftermarket offerings for the C8 Corvette are growing every day. You can pretty much put a million different kits on this car. Wheel selections, body kit selections, wide body kits, there's engine covers, there's intakes. Anything you can think of you can do to make this car your own in your own special way. From a customization standpoint, the C8 also has a lot more to offer than a lot more expensive car brands. So in summary, for my 2021 C8 Corvette, value for the money, 10 out of 10. This car from a performance perspective is an absolute killer in this segment. Wear and tear, I would give it about an 8. We'll see if GM is going to do something about those seats. But besides that, the car has been absolutely perfect. Maintenance issues have been minimal at 24,000 miles. Not a lot to report there. Just make sure you do everything often and ahead of schedule. She seems to be able to take care of herself. Final thoughts. For the money, for the value, this is the #1 car available, I would say, in the world right now. And you can fight me in the comments about that if you want to. Also, I would go as far as to say, for the money, what you get with this car, and for the price of the Z06 that's coming out soon, and I think they finally announced it, like $109,000 I think starting. For the money that you spend on a 2LT trim, which is a sweet spot for these cars, and the extra money you would spend on the Z06, I would wager to say that if you got some forced induction, a twin turbo, a Pro Charger, and you got some bolt-ons, you added your own wheels that you wanted personally, you added your own body kit that you wanted personally, maybe wrap the car and make it your own, I think you could put the same amount of money, or probably a lot less money, into a 2LT C8 Stingray, make it faster and make it better than a Z06. If you don't think that's true, you can fight me in the comments, because I know everybody is in love with the Z06, but personally I think it's too much of a European sports car. I think it lost that American cross-plane grumble. I want that. You know, and do I want a turbo on that too? Absolutely. Do I want a Pro Charger? Absolutely. But do I want it to sound like a Ferrari? Me personally, I really don't. Z06 is going to be a phenomenal car, but for the money, I would rather pour $20,000, $25,000 into a Stingray and keep the cross-plane sound of an American V8, and then also get that boosted performance that you can compete with, if not surpass, a Z06. So that is my final take. That is how much I love this car. I hope you guys love it too, and catch me on the next video for the mods. Take care, guys.